So our first topic of the day is going to be body modifications. This was brought to us by the birthday girl, so super excited to start it off with that. So feel free to type in anything you want to comment on down below and let us know there, birthday girl, and we'll make sure we throw out those comments. So what do you think of when you think of body modifications?
I think of tattoos like all over your body from head to toe. I think of those weird as balls they put in their skin.
Yeah.
That bulges that so they can modify them so they can look weird. Like I had a labret and that's the closest to body modification.
So I guess that's my question though. So do you consider body modifications, nose jobs, boob jobs, things of that nature? What is it called? The injections.
Botox?
Botox. Yeah. Botox. You think stuff like that is part
of
that?
But I wouldn't consider, I wouldn't consider Botox body modification. When I hear those two words, right, the first thing I think of is, like I said, the piercings, the bulging of the metal in your skin. I don't think of anything else.
See, and that's why I think that's always the funny part is, like, for me, I didn't think of that right away, right? I thought of boob jobs, butt jobs, all this crazy shit that all these women's are out there doing.
Of course you will.
I don't mean it like that, but I think that's what's funny is that people try to make these out to be different when they're not. Right?
Okay.
If a woman goes out and gets a boob job, gets a butt job, if you're getting Botox, things like that, you're modifying your body to be a form that you think is beautiful. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So the piercings,
or not just beautiful, or change, right? Something you're changing that you don't like.
Okay. So piercings, those implants, right? And the tattoos and stuff like that. Isn't that the same exact thing? But because here, it's about the person's perspective.
But I don't think it's the same thing.
How is it not? Because that person just chooses to do something different to be more like the person they want to look like. Because that's what it's about, right? Whether you like it, whether it's good or bad on you, right? Whether you're having a modification because, I don't have big enough breasts, so I want bigger breasts, right? You're still changing yourself to be an image that you want. They're changing themselves into an image they want. You just may not agree with it.
Yeah, I see. The way I see it is like tattoos all over your body. Tattoos is not something you normally have, right? You're not born with that, so you do it. So that's a modification you're adding, right?
And big boobs is not something she was born with. I'm just using that as an example. Understand?
Yeah, but she was born with them.
Well, not the ones she wanted.
Of course, but and I give you a different example, like the metals, the piercing. I see that as now you're like changing. Now, what about the people that want to, like that person that wanted to feel and want to be identified as a cat? That they did the body modification to look like a cat.
Okay.
Those are changes that are happening. To the true word.
So what about the person who was born a woman and wants to become a man? What about the man that was born a man?
But that's not a body modification.
They have body modifications for those things.
They
Absolutely.
do, but
they have surgeries that remove things. They have surgeries that add things, right? So if I'm a guy who removes a lower piece of my body and gets breast implants, right?
Yeah,
that's a body modification technically.
Yeah, but
right?
for some reason when you hear those words, you don't think of those.
But that's why I say I think it's about the individual who's looking at it, and that's why I say it's I think people need to stop having such a judgment on what people do to their own bodies and just wake up and realize there isn't a whole lot of difference to me between it all. Right? Yeah. This should be something that the person has to live with it and make themselves comfortable. If it makes them feel better about who they are, if it makes them feel they're more attractive or they're more who they want to be, then you know what? Go for it. Okay. It's not my body. I'm not going to, I shouldn't, I guess I'm different. I hold them in the same regard.
Yeah. I'm with you on that one. Like whatever makes you happy, do it.
Yeah.
And fuck what everybody else thinks. I mean, there's too many shit right now that with all these mental illnesses that happen as far as like people are depressed and all that. If that's what makes you happy, power to you, right? It should, but when I hear those words, I only think about that other style. I never thought about what you said.
Yeah. I try to look at it from the person who's doing that. They're doing it for a reason, right? They're not just, you know.
Do you think the reason is attention? Because many people would say that.
The thing is they're not. It's not like they're like. What are they doing to seek the attention, right? How are they trying to seek that attention?
That's a good point.
Right?
It could be through social media, to pictures, but whatever. Like outside, when they walk outside, they feel good about themselves.
Okay, so if they feel good about themselves, and listen, half the people are going to talk to them, half the people are going to be disgusted with them. They know that. They know that how many people they're going to walk in places and they're going to get bad attention, right? You think they don't? You really think they want to live with that bad attention?
That's a good point. Well, it's a good question.
Yeah. So that's why I think it's, I mean, no matter what we do to our body, I mean, let's be honest, when we talked about other body modifications, people are going to look are going to react a certain way, right? A woman gets, and I go back to this because it's just the only commonality I have. I think that's the easiest to bring up.
Yeah, you keep picking on women.
No, but I'm saying if a woman gets a breast job, right?
There's butt implants. You don't always have to.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Whatever, butt implants then, right? It's just, so my point is they're going to get good reactions and bad reactions, right? The men are probably going to give her a bunch of great reactions. They're going to love it. But the women probably aren't, right?
Because they're very competitive.
Okay, so so the women who get these implants though, are they out there trying to get attention? Same guy, like just like you said, the guy with the implant things, right? So that's why I say everything can be related back, I think.
Well, here's the thing though. How about reductions? Those are modifications.
Yeah.
Because we only think about enhancement, but what about reductions?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
So what do you say for the person that wants to be identified, and I mentioned it earlier, as a cat? Or what about that guy that wanted to look like a reptile, right? He even did his eyes and he split his tongue.
Yeah.
Like that's
hey man, but whatever they got going on in their life, that's what's making them happy.
But now here's the question though. Is it a mental effect, or is this them? That's how they feel. That's like what triggered that?
I mean, that's something you'd have to pull one of them in on. I really I can't.
That'd be a good interview, right?
How am I going to be able to tell somebody what triggered them to make the decisions that they made? Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, what made you, what triggered you to get that haircut?
I needed one. Yeah.
Maybe so he needed a split tongue, bro, so he could drink water differently. I don't know.
Yeah. Here's the thing with Sharice, right? Let's ask her why she picked that topic. Why did she think that was a good topic, right? Is it something, a document she's seen? Is it something like that interests her? Feel free to drop a comment on that so we can continue the conversation on it. But I just think that when somebody does a modification, it could be something that they at that point, they don't care what anybody thinks. They're just doing whatever makes them feel happy. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, no, I get that. I mean,
I thought for a second there you froze, bro. You
I was looking at
for a second. I'm like, oh my god, did this shit just go down?
Yeah, we just crashed.
That was good. That was good though, because you were frozen there for a second.
I try to do what I do. Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, that's where I'm at with that. I mean, so I'm ready to hop into the next one.